What's up, all my fitness junkies? Welcome back to my channel. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I'm Chelsea, the Pilates junkie, if you didn't already know. You don't need any props today, but if you do want ankle weights, if you're not a beginner and you're advanced or intermediate, go ahead and grab those. If not, just go ahead and let's start with all fours against the mat. So knees right below your hip bones, hands right below your shoulders. And we're going to exhale and curve your spine toward the sky. Drop your head through your arms. And as you inhale, push your chest through your arms and look up toward the sky. Good. And as you exhale, almost like we're a Halloween cat, we curve the spine toward the ceiling. And as you inhale, we push our heart through our chest and say hello to the sun. It's super sunny where I live right now. So as you can see, I'm in a bikini. Shout out to RSP Clothing. Go follow them on Instagram. Alrighty, that's enough of that. So we're still on all fours. We're going to take an inhale breath. Shoulders are lined up with the wrist. Knees lined up with the hips. Inhale the leg out, so your right leg. And exhale to lift. Good. And we lower and lift. And keep going. We're doing 10 of these. Make sure your abs are still pulling in and up. We're not arching in our low back at all. And up. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. So we're working our glutes here. Good. Let's pause here. Now flex your foot. Bend at your knee and now pulse your leg up toward the ceiling with a bent leg for 10 counts. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Extend your leg long. We're still lifted here. Abs pulling in. Now 10 pulses toward the ceiling. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And we bend. Go ahead and come off of your wrist for one moment. Shake it out if you need to. And let's come back to all fours. Line up your hips. Line up your shoulders with your wrists. Inhale your left leg out this time. We exhale to lift. And we lower. And lift. Good. And lower. 8 more. And 7. Abs pulling in. And 6. Square off your hips, so make sure they're pointing toward the ground. Make sure your left hip isn't hiking. Good. Next one, we'll pause at the top. Flex your foot. Now bend at the knee. And little donkey kicks toward the ceiling. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. Sorry about that. Extend your leg. Keep it lifted here. I know it burns. And 10 pulses towards the ceiling. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend at your knee. Go back into a child's pose. Beautiful. Roll out your wrist a little bit. It does get a little crampy, a little tense there. And let's roll up to sit. Let's come onto our backs. You'll see I have a little towel for underneath my head. I like that for comfortability. If you want a little towel under your head, you can get one as well. Let's have our knees into our chest, our rest position. And we're just going to pull our knees into our chest, and we are going to take both hands on each knees and circle them in both directions. So both knees come apart, they meet in the middle, and we reverse directions. Good, good. So our palms are facing down along against the floor. Feel your triceps pressing in and your hands pressing into the mat. Let's take one leg to tabletop and the other. Let's inhale the left leg down and exhale it up. And we'll inhale the right leg down and exhale it up. Good. So we lower and lift and lower and lift. Now, our knees are right above our hip bones and our leg is almost frozen in this position. So we're moving from our hip socket, right? We're not bending at our knee. Our shoulders are nice and planted into the ground. And we're breathing. Good. Let's pause at the top. Squeeze the legs together like you have one leg. Now drop your feet halfway down and exhale them up. So same thing, but both legs are moving. Now you only have to go an inch or two. You don't even have to go super far. They don't have to touch the floor. Once you have the abdominal strength to do so, eventually they'll touch the floor. Good, everyone. Inhale to lower. Exhale, pull your abs in and up. And both knees into your chest. We relax for a moment. Our next exercise, you can do this in tabletop or with straight legs. I'm going to do it in straight legs. Tabletop is easier. So legs go straight up towards the ceiling. Squeeze them together like you have one leg. Arms go out to the letter T, palms facing up. We inhale as we drop our legs to the left. Keep your big toes magnetic so they are glued together. Don't let them shift. We inhale to the left. We pull our abs in and up to bring them back to the top. Same thing to the right. And we exhale up. So as we're going back and forth with the legs, make sure our shoulders are planted into the mat. I'm going to do a couple in tabletop. So bent legs. And for the people that are in tabletop, make sure your knees don't shift. Abs pulling in and up as you exhale to the top. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the top and inhale to the right. And back to the top. Good, everyone. Let's bring our knees into our chest. Give yourself a little breather. Let's get into some leg circles. So left leg is long on the mat and the other one's bent up to you. Our arms are out wide for stability. Your right leg comes up to the top, so extend it towards the ceiling. And we're going to drop our leg to the left, circle it down by our foot, out to the side, and back to the top. Good, so big cross over to the left with the right leg, and we circle it around. Good, couple more in this direction. Your circle does not have to be big. It can be the size of a beach ball. Let's pause at the top and reverse the circle. So now we're going to drop our right leg out to the right. It crosses the body and it meets back up at the top. And abs are still pulling in and up. We're relaxed in the upper part of the body. Good. Pause here. Bend your leg. Extend it down and we'll switch sides. So we're doing 5 circles in each direction. So left leg bends and points up toward the ceiling. Palms are pressing into the floor. We inhale the leg to the right. Circle it down by your opposite foot and out to the side. Back to the top. Good. Abs still pulling in. Your other foot on the floor is just relaxed. And we're breathing. Good. Pause. Now reverse. Leg goes out to the left. Crosses the body and back up to the top. Good. And again, abs pulling in and up. Shoulders are nice and planted into the ground. Pause. Bend your leg and then both legs are straight. Good. Just take a little breather here. Let's bend both legs. Take your hands. Place them behind your thighs and we'll rock up to sit. If you have a little towel behind you, place it to the side because we're going to do rolling like a ball. Scoot towards the edge of your mat so you have enough room to roll backward. Let's have our feet together. Our knees are apart, so they're as wide as our shoulders. Grab on your shins. Grab behind your thighs if you want this exercise to be easier. And our elbows are wide. We should look like the letter C from the side, so we look like a little ball, head tucked into our legs. Let's rock back onto our sits bones and just hold here. So a couple of deep inhales and exhales. Our abs are pulling in and up. Belly button to the spine. Good, and relax. All right, we're going to start rolling. So we're going to, same position, feet together, knees are as wide as the shoulders. C curve with the back, so that curved spine. Rock back onto your sits bones. Shoulders are away from the ears. As you roll back on an inhale, exhale to roll back up to the top. Good. Shoulders stay down. We roll backwards on an inhale breath. And we exhale back to the top. Good. Keep going, everyone. Make sure as you roll back, your feet aren't kicking up towards your head. They're staying close to your tush. Rolling back. And we rock forward. Good. Rolling back to the tips of the shoulder blades, and we come forward. Good. Almost done. Alrighty, pause here. Extend your right leg out to tabletop and your left. Both arms shoot out to reach for your feet, and we're holding. This is called teaser prep. So we're holding, holding, holding. Abs are pulling in. Good. Both feet down, you relax. So let's now come down to our forearms. So our forearms are parallel on the ground, palms facing down. Our knees are into our chest. Tuck your tail slightly so we're not arching in the back. Abs pulling in already. And make sure we're not sinking into our shoulders. So pull yourself up out of your shoulder sockets. Now, squeeze your legs together like you have one leg. Inhale first and exhale to extend the legs towards the ceiling for beginners. Extend the legs toward the ceiling for beginners and bend back at the knees on an inhale breath. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced, extend your legs out on a diagonal and bring your legs back to center. Good. And extend out on an exhale breath and inhale back in. Good. Abs pulling in and up. Squeezing our inner thighs together. Beautiful. And a couple more. Good. Let's roll down to our back, knees into the chest. Give yourself a little Pilates hug and breathe. This exercise is super wristy, so you can do it on your forearms. Same position as before. We're pulling up out of our shoulder sockets, and our arms are parallel, forearms on the ground, palms facing down. Squeezing our legs together like we have one leg. If not, you're going to be on your hands, palms facing your feet. Tuck your tail slightly, elbows hugging center. We take an inhale breath, and as we exhale, we lift into almost like a straight line, and we lower. We lift, your head follows, so it should look up toward the sky, and we lower. I'll do a couple with forearms. So we lift, and we lower. Squeeze the legs together, abs pulling in and up. Good. Scoop the abs in as we lift and we lower. So back to hands for me. I'll do a couple more like this. Good. Last one. Let's sit on our tush and let's just do a forward fold bend. So grab onto your calves or your ankles or your toes and breathe. Let's roll up to sit. Now let's go onto our left side. Our forearm is on the ground supporting us. Our top leg crosses over and our bottom leg is towards the back. So like we're crossing our legs. Let's flex our feet like we're standing on the floor. Opposite hand reaches straight up toward the ceiling, long fingertips. Good. Take an inhale breath. As we exhale, we lift and we lower. Good. And we lift and we lower. So as you lift, scoop your abs in and we lower. Good. Belly button to your spine as you lift and we lower. Breathe here. Now let's lay all the way down. So laying on our bicep, our palm facing up, let's bend our knees. Stack your knees evenly. Stack your hips right on top of each other. And our shoulders are stacked. You can take your opposite hand and place it in front of you for support, or you can place it on your hip bone. Take an inhale breath, and as we exhale, we open our top leg only, and we lower to a hover. Now we're scooping our abs in, right? And we're making sure as we open the leg, we're not rocking back on our booty. We're staying nice and straight with the hips. Nice and stacked. Exhale to open up and lower to a hover. Good. Let's switch to the other side. So same thing on this side. We're on our forearm. You can have a fist or palm facing down, elbow right below your shoulder. Your top leg is crossed over your bottom, and you're flexing your feet like you're standing on the floor. Abs pulling in, opposite hand reaches straight towards the sky, fingertips long. Drop your shoulders. Inhale first and exhale to lift. And we lower. So we're just doing a side bend here. Working obliques. Good. Couple more. I know these are hard. Lift. Pull your belly button to your spine as you lift. And lower. Don't arch in your low back. And we relax. Good. Lay all the way down on your right bicep. So palm facing up. Knees are bent. Stack your shoulders. Stack your hips. Align your spine with your tailbone. Again, your opposite arm can be on your hip or right in front of you. So exhale to open the top leg only and lower to a hover. And lift and lower. Good. Again, don't rock back on your hips. So maybe that means you're not opening as wide. That's totally fine. And we lift and lower. Don't forget to breathe. Good, and relax. Let's now come up to all fours, and we'll do front support, which is essentially a plank in Pilates. So on your wrist, you can do this on your forearms, elbows below the shoulders if you do. If you're on your hands, wrists below your shoulders. Step one foot out, then the other. Tuck your tail, and you pull your belly button to your spine. Our gaze is looking on the floor. And we hold. Our legs are squeezing together. You can modify this with your legs slightly apart. Go ahead and put one knee down, then the other. We go into a child's pose. Alrighty, let's come back up. We're going to go back into our front support. So one leg back, inhale, exhale the other leg back, tuck your tail, and we hold. Now with this modification, we're going to lift our left leg up an inch and lower it back down and lift our right leg up an inch. And we switch and switch. Good. Don't rock your hips here. Don't lower your hips either. And couple more. If you're feeling anything in your low back, just almost go into like a little pike. So lift your hips toward the ceiling. We hold. And one knee down and the other, we go into a child's pose. Drop your head heavy through your arms and breathe. Let's come onto our stomachs or our tummies. Legs are long in front of us, arms are long in front of us. Our arms are long in front of us, but drop your shoulders away from your ears. Point your toes. Pull your belly button away from the mat and push your hip bones into the mat as well. Inhale first and exhale, lift your legs off the ground. So essentially trying to lift your thighs up off the mat. And then we lower and lift our upper part of the body off the mat. And then we switch to the legs. Inhale to lower, we exhale to switch, lift the chest and the arms off the ground. And now back to legs. Again, drop your shoulders, looking at the floor the entire time. Belly button is pulling away from the mat. Good, and arms. Point those toes as you lift the back. Good, so now we're going to lift both at the same time and stay lifted. So inhale first, exhale to lift arms and legs. Pause at the top. Now kick your legs and paddle your arms, so almost like you're swimming. And we're breathing. And we're exhaling and inhaling. And keep swimming away from whatever sea creature you don't like. Shoulders are pulling away from the ears. Try not to rock back and forth. And we lower. Let's push up and go into a child's pose. So heavy head through your arms. Walk your fingertips forward and you can get a deeper stretch, that nice pulling sensation in your arms, in your spine. And let's roll up to sit. All right, let's sit on our mat facing me. And let's have our arms out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, choose an arm of your choosing. Lift it high and then just bend to your side. Opposite hand is on the floor. We inhale up and we exhale to the opposite side. So like someone's pulling your fingertips, really elongate your reach. And switch to the other side. Inhale here and breathe into your rib cage. And we lift, and another to this side. So we bend at the elbow on the floor and we reach over. Good. Let's do some spinal twists. So take your one hand, place it on one knee, opposite hand goes behind you, and we twist. Then we switch arms, switch hands on the knees, and twist. And as you're twisting, make sure you look all the way behind you. Our shoulders are down away from our ears. And we twist. And we are all done. Awesome job, everyone. Thank you for joining me on your mat. I sincerely appreciate it. Everyone that's returning and anyone that's new that joined my channel. Comment, like, subscribe, share. And I will definitely see you next time on our mat for our next wonderful Pilates session. See you guys.